Since the shooting at Club Q, Coloradans as a whole have been in for these difficult days that still lie ahead while we mourn the lives of those lost in the mass shooting over the weekend. The pain, though, hitting especially hard in the LGBTQ community, the folks who worked hard out of necessity trying to create a safe environment for them to be themselves. So we want to talk about that a little bit and what changes now with Rex Fuller with the Center on Colfax. And I was just having you describe more of the Center on Colfax to give people a better idea of where you're coming from.
Sure. The Center on Colfax is Denver's LGBTQ community center. We've been around for 46 years. We have programs for youth, young adults, for older adults, for the transgender community. We provide workplace training on LGBTQ issues, and we also produce Denver Pride Fest, which is a very big annual festival every year.
What's happened at the center in the last 36, 48 hours since this all went down?
It's been a real whirlwind of activity and a lot of stress. The event didn't happen here in Denver specifically, but still it affects the community as a whole. And there's a lot of demand for, people want to know what happened. And so trying to coordinate communication with a lot of different organizations. There have been several statewide organizations that have really stepped up to try and provide what support we can for the community in Colorado Springs.
Club Q was so popular, so well known in a conservative community, and yet so accepting. What does it mean when a safe space like this is violated?
I think it's hard to describe to somebody who may not be part of the community, but the way that somebody said it to me earlier today was, I feel as though I'm not supposed to be anywhere out kind of in public in the general populace, and I have this sort of private place that is my safe sanctuary, and now someone comes in and says, you can't be here either. You know, we have had people struggling with transgender bathroom laws, just the chance to just go to the restroom, or being singled out for other activities. And now to have someone come into a space that really was held as a sanctuary by many of those people in the community is a real trauma.
When you talk about safety and safe places, it seems like some of these victims were what you would describe as an ally. They weren't necessarily part of the community. They were friends of the community, if you will. And I think the community hopefully gains a lot of friends through these tough times. I think a lot of people would like to come and aid. Tell us what an ally, what a friend of the community looks like and does now.
Well, certainly I think you're right that the LGBT community has changed quite a bit over the last many years and has been more expansive to include a much broader section of the community. One of our programs for youth was really designed in the beginning so that youth could come to the space anonymously and not tip off their parents because they wanted to remain closeted. Well, now actually parents are bringing their youth to Rainbow Alley to find support that they need. I think that's a really good example of allyship. And I think that also just at a time like this, it's really important to try and take the perspective of another person on your own. Maybe you don't understand all the differences of sexual orientation, or maybe you don't understand some of the issues around gender identity. But what can you do to find it in your heart to be compassionate to someone who is struggling with that? I think that's really a true need right at this moment.
Well, Rex, we appreciate you coming in. I know these are tough days. There'll be better days too, but thank you again for visiting with us today.
Well, thank you so much.
Rex Fuller.
More love in the world, right? More love.
Right.
Yeah.